Hey, this is Dan and Jason Play a Thing Again with Dan, and
Jason.
today we are playing Roguelite, a free game I saw on itch.io.com. It is another free 2D platformer roguelike. We promise we're not going to play 2D platformer roguelikes every week. This just happened to come up again. I've played this for a bit. I've already unlocked a bit. You have not played this or even seen this at all yet, right?
I hadn't even heard of it until you mentioned it a few days ago.
Yeah, so I'm going to start playing and you can fill time while I'm doing that, okay?
Yay. Alright. So, you're running past flames and walls and stuff. To your death. How are you alive?
Alright, so the idea of roguelite is that you have to be very careful about your usage of light. It gets very dark. Your arrows give you light, as you can see. I'm actually really good at this game, I promise. Yeah, I mean, there is no fall damage, as you were noticing. And you get the coins to buy the upgrades and stuff, because, again, roguelike.
Okay, so you only have a certain amount of ammo, it looks like, and certain health. And it doesn't seem like you have anything else to use for light and such.
Basically, yeah.
So why are you trying to shoot? So it lights up. Is there a point to lighting that up?
Well, A, you get more light, and B, the coins come out of it. I don't know if you noticed that. And the coins are what you want to get, because the coins are how you buy more stuff.
Oh, and I guess you're picking up arrows along the way, too. So it's not that crazy imperative.
Right. You don't have to be super crazy about the carefulness with the arrows. I mean, you do when you first start. Like, when you first start, you have way fewer arrows than I have now. I unlocked a lot. When I first started, I was, constantly running out of arrows.
Okay. Do you remember, how many you start off? I'm going to guess with, 5.
I think it was 4, actually.
Okay. So it looks like there's spikes, enemies, a whole lot of dark. Just so much dark.
Yeah, that's the issue when you first start. I'm doing horrible this run. But yeah, when I first started, I'd run out of arrows all the time. I couldn't see, and I was basically screwed.
Yeah, no, that's what it works for you. You don't have what you need for simple tasks.
Yep, basically. But, let's see if I can make it to stage 2 this time without dying. Oh,
Dear God.
Yeah, no fall damage.
Your health is blinking. Is that just because you're left at 1, or did something happen?
I'm left at 1.
Okay.
Oh, and as you can see, the longer you hold the arrow, the less light it gives you.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely noticed it goes from, sort of to 0 right there.
Basically, yes. I'm trying to find my way around. Oh, man. I am not doing well this run at all. Oh, no. Yeah.
It's good you mentioned that, because I was going to ask, what's the downside of just holding an arrow indefinitely, but then you brought it up.
And I'm dead. So as you can see by the little green X's there, I've already unlocked quite a bit, and I did not get enough points to unlock anything. An interesting mechanic that I like is you don't get save coins from run to run. You got to use the coins you get, and that's it. So you basically want to just get the most expensive thing you can afford to get any run.
Okay, and then when you purchase something, does it increase what it takes to purchase other things, or are there multiple rankings to the things that you buy?
Well, no. I mean, I'll show you right now on the far right. The first ranking there is one more arrow. Then there's one more arrow. Then there's one more arrow, and one more arrow. On the far left there's hearts, and there's like arrow speed and brightness, and speed and brightness, and the chance the arrow's doing more. So you just get like, the further down you go on the grid, the higher rank you are, basically.
Okay. And so, what's the cost like? Does everything increase in price after each purchase?
Well, yeah, it's like you'll see like my first. No, it doesn't say, but like the cost of each rank is higher than the last.
Okay, so it increases in cost with each tier down to the bottom.
Yeah, basically. And like I said, you basically want to get the most expensive thing you can at the time. Like, even if you can't afford a lower tier of the same thing, you don't know if you're going to get that many coins more run. Though, the more upgrades you get, the more coins you're going to get every run. But like this run, I did a really crappy run, so I cannot afford anything available to me at the moment. And those coins are all going to go to trash because I can't save them.
Okay. It's similar to a few other roguelikes. One, for instance, is Rogue Legacy, which has a far bigger class thing. I'm not sure what to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free game. So it's pretty simple. You got the one archer there and this one grid of things you can unlock. What else did I want to say? Oh, I've noticed after playing this a lot, the levels don't seem to be procedurally built. It looks like they're slapping together prefab rooms like Mecha Tokyo Rush does. But you don't notice as much because of the poor lighting, which I think is interesting. It lets them get away with doing that sort of thing.
Okay. All right. So that's one way to do it. Hindering what you can see definitely increases how often you can use something before people catch on.
Yeah, I know. It's like it has very, very small pool of art assets, but it works because of the low visibility. The low visibility lets them get away with a lot of stuff you wouldn't normally be able to get away with in just any sort of 2D platformer game. And making the visibility this sort of finite resource you got to be careful about. Because it's your ammo. You shoot a guy to get him out of your way so you don't take damage, or you shoot the lamps. Like, some of those lamps are kind of a pain in the ass to actually hit. And you're wasting arrows trying to hit it. So you don't get the light and you don't get the coins. So it's actually much deeper resource management than it appears to be at first. Because sometimes, like, again, you run arrows, you're just running around the dark hoping you find more arrows, which I have done. I've run into like a stack of 3 arrows in the dark. It's like, all right, I'm good now.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's deeper resource management, as it's only one, but you definitely do have to contemplate the many different uses of your one resource.
Yeah, and you gotta be careful about it. Like, if you're down to only a couple of arrows, do you want to hold on to the arrow for the light, or do you want to just wing it and hope you don't walk into something? If you got plenty of health, sure. If you're low on health, you gotta be really careful. If you're low on health but high on arrows, yeah, you'll run around with the light constantly. It's 2 resources, your health and your ammo, and there's a bit of a balance between the two, where sometimes it is worth taking the hit to conserve ammo, especially the lower down, because there's the lower you get, the higher the level or whatever. There's much fewer lights around to help you out. Like when you first start, there's a bunch of lights around. By the time you hit level 4, there's like no lights around to help you out. So you want to take a shot at it? Okay, so we're going to change places. All right. So I'll explain the controls to you on this because they're actually a little odd. It's the arrow keys, Z to jump, X to fire. And you hold X to have it drawn out, and you release X to let it go. And this starting area is the same every time, but once you go down, it's a bit more. And I think the really simplistic art helps the light level thing work a lot better than it normally would. Hey, babbling, fill airtime, babbling, fill airtime. Now, I really like the art style in general. They're very simplistic. If you've played any other games by this guy, people watching, I know Jason hasn't, but other games by this guy always use like a 3 or 4 color palette. It seems to be the same color palette in a lot of his games. You're a lot better at the art training than I am when I first started. You're getting the hang of this quick.
I play a lot of games. That's really what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, I don't think I haven't shown you anything, but on the site they show some of the concept art for some of this. And this guy just uses amazingly simplistic art styles that just really come through in this game. Yeah, you got some arrows. Yeah, see, now you're at the point where you have like the low arrows, high health, so like, you might be better off wandering around, taking hits. Yeah.
That bat, does that do anything?
I think you can hit them. Yeah, you hit them and get coins, but they don't damage you. I normally don't bother because they're actually really hard to hit most of the time, but they're not in a nice convenient place like that one right there was. You were running out of ammo.
Yeah, you'd think that they give more than one, but because yeah, they are very small targets.
Well, some of the upgrades let you get more coins from enemies. Like, some enemies will randomly drop 2 coins some of the times, or 3 coins when you get to some of the better upgrades. So, yeah, right now it may not be worth the cost of the arrow, because it is a trade-off of 1 arrow for 1 coin, which is not a great trade-off. But, yeah, there is that. I actually like this really mellow ambient music they're playing. It's almost kind of like a chiptune, Silent Hill-y sort of ambient background, which is nice. And again, it fits the simplisticness of the game in general. Wandering around in the dark. So did we have any discussion, topics to discuss this week? I had something on my mind last week that I wanted to talk about, but we didn't do it last week. I don't remember what it was. Yeah.
Not that I can think of. What do you mean by topic?
Like any gaming related news, just to fill dead air time, because we suck at filling dead air time. We're busy playing the game. If we just random stupid stuff to talk about while playing the game, we can fill the dead air time better, but we don't.
I just want to point at the fact that I figured out the map while totally blind. I don't know if you saw that. I found the ledge that wasn't shown at all.
Yeah, I mean that's what you learn how to do when you don't have arrows. Is you're wandering around in the dark, hoping you don't walk into the wraiths or spikes. I wish there was just throwing it out there for the creator of this game, an enemy that shows light would have been a welcome addition to this, so you'd have some idea. Because there's one of the harder enemies. I don't know if you've seen him yet. Because again, I sucked the last round. I've gone much deeper. There's this skeleton flying guy that goes around, and you'd think he'd cast light, but he doesn't. You're not doing that bad for your first run. I think I got 5 coins my first run playing.
29, that's all? Oh, your first time. Never mind.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, in actuality, I've gotten, like, I think I hit, like, 70 coins my best run so far. That was in stage 4 or stage 5, whatever. The more you play, the better you get at scouring for coins, and, the more coins you're going to get, the more you go. Oh, that's a welcome addition, those 3 arrows. Yeah. And yeah, the balance of light is just... I mean, I don't know if I've seen any, like... Other than, like, I think maybe Thief or something, I don't recall having ever seen any other game really make the light level such a critical element of the game, like it is in this. Do you know of any?
I'm a little distracted right now.
Yeah, you are lost as heck at the moment, I can tell.
Big light. I know Splinter Cell was big about that. I don't know about, like, necessarily anything like a lot of action shooters and whatnot use them for, like, stealth aspects, but nothing really as for
nice shot in the dark for that lamp, by the way.
Thank you. But yeah, nothing to this extent of the really light is important.
Yeah, and even then Splinter Cell got it from Thief. Splinter Cell basically used a stripped down version of Thief's lighting. But no, like, this is like, visibility is a very precious, finite resource. Right, you're pointing at the floating skull thing.
Yeah, that's a floating skull. Why is there a floating skull?
You could shoot it and get 1 coin.
It's a skull. Why did it only give 1?
Because roguelite. I don't know. I don't know what... Like, yeah, there's a bunch of, like, random things you can shoot around to get 1 coin. And as you pointed out, not always worth sacrifice. Sometimes it is. The lamps are always worth sacrifice because you can hit them because they'll give you all the extra light. But, yeah, I don't know. You are, like, thoroughly scaling this level much more than I normally do. You're going to actually get to buy some stuff with your coins, I think.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen. Oh shit.
Level 3. So yeah, now much less light for you. You already tell us just fewer lights around. More spikes around. It gets harder the deeper you go.
For you, I won't make my comment.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh yeah, there's flying skeleton guy. That you're running away from. He dies from like 1 arrow, like everything else.
Yeah, but I prefer not to fight him because how many? Ow! Damn. Fuck you.
Nice shot.
Did you notice that I killed 2 with 1 shot?
So right now, I think it was the last upgrade I got. Every once in a while, it'll shoot 2 arrows. That's one of the mid-level upgrades. There's another upgrade later on that it'll occasionally do 3 arrows, and you're dead. You died of deadness.
I went from hanging on very low arrows, full health the entire time until level 3, and then just went downhill from there.
Something I've noticed going through the upgrades escape is whenever... Yeah, you choose whatever you want. You have some selections, but I'd suggest going for whatever the most expensive thing you can afford is. Whatever has the blinky exclamation point. I've noticed that, like, the more that you're kind of going back and forth between the arrow upgrades and the health upgrades because, you're either running out of arrows, then go through arrow upgrades, and then all of a sudden you're always running out of health, so you go through the health upgrades, and then you're running out of arrows all the time again. So what's your most expensive upgrade? That'd be that one. The 50 damage from spikes.
Well, I see the 50s, there. I mean, clearly these two aren't. Well, 10% chance for a free arrow could help you in the long run, but I mean, something like that's never reliable. But yeah, -1 damage from spikes will have a lot of throughput. Coins from lanterns. Considering how often you shoot lanterns, I want to say half my coins were from lanterns.
Yeah, so you get the coin bonus from that, but the less damage from spikes definitely improves the wandering around in the dark. It makes that safer to do. So yeah, it's the trade-offs.
I'll leave it up to you because I mean, from that experience, I only hit a spike maybe twice. But then again, I was always lucky where there was a few times I ran out of arrows, but I found my way around and avoided spikes, luckily. So I mean, I would need a playthrough or two before I really had an idea of what was as important as other stuff.
Yeah, you weren't playing from the beginning with nothing, which is what I mean. I'm gonna let you pick it because you earned the coins, so you can get whatever you like. X. Enter doesn't do anything. This is the weirdest controls. Or Z. Okay. So yeah, these are weird controls. Yeah, it doesn't use enter at all, which is fine, I guess. But just X and Z and arrow keys are not great, and I don't recall if this had controller support or not. I don't recall looking at the page. Whatever. Controller support would have been nice. Hey, guy who made this, look into controller support, unless you already did.
All right, so do you want to play one more time, and then we'll wrap it up after that?
Yeah, I think I'll give it another go. This run's been surprisingly, straight and serious from us. Normally we're joking around a lot more. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I think our conversation is entirely dependent on how late in the day it is. So we'll need to an early morning one to really have an idea of what kind of stuff we do.
Yeah. Though we always end up doing it at night, though. We always do it at the end of the day on Friday or Saturday or something, or Sunday, or whenever we get around to it. We do have to do an early. We have to do this early afternoon. We have to go get lunch together, then do this. Get some lunch, get some energy in us, then do this. Not at the end of the night after I'm about to fall asleep.
Or we could just get lunch and do this. Then we'll have more to talk about. We can tell them about our food, make them hungry, have to go out, buy their own food, and then they'll be mad at us.
This is not Instagram, Jason. No, we're not doing that. No, that's not happening. Anyway, I'm gonna play again because this is a fun game and I really like it. Roguelight by Daniel Linson. How do you want to pronounce that, Dan? Linson?
I thought there was a B.
What do you think was a D? It's a D.
Oh, I meant the instead of the L. Okay. No, I can see that. I thought the shaded part. I don't know why. Fuck you. You have a terrible way of making your name.
Yeah, it came up really bright at the beginning that I made sure the record got I let that do that before we start talking. And I don't remember. Roguelite Legacy.
You think if they ever make a paid version for it and then have a side free version, that side free version would be called Roguelight Lite?
I hope so. That would be awesome. That would be the best thing to call it. No.
I actually thought the entire time you were telling me about this game, there was some serious slowdown right there.
I don't know what's going on. My computer has slowed down. Oh no. I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't his game causing the slowdown.
Yeah, until I saw the title right before we started this, I thought it actually was Roguelite Lite. Alright, I want try to give you the mic when you're trying to shoot those lanterns.
Did there used to be like beer commercials making fun of that, like the HD thing? I don't remember.
I don't recall. Not that maybe.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely an easy pickup if you're used to 2D action platformer thingies. So, I mean, I play a bit more than Daniel does. Like we both play like the hell out of Terraria and whatnot. However, I'm the one that advances and goes to bosses. He builds stuff.
I think we talked about Terraria enough last week.
Yeah, but it was relevant.
Alright, sure, fair enough. Alright.
But yeah, no, I'm the kind of person that just plays the action 2D platformers. It's definitely something you can pick up. It's a little awkward in the controls. Like sometimes it doesn't turn around quite when you want it to. But other than that, it's definitely a fair play. Also the really easy to double shoot, which is so bad because you're already at such a lag. Yeah, that was unfortunate. The requiring to jump on spikes. Oh jeez, maybe we should have gotten the other perk.
Yeah, maybe now in retrospect that I'm about to die, we should have gotten the not dying at spikes all the time perk.
Well, I hoard lanterns a lot more than you did. Also, you just got shit on for requiring to fucking jump on the spikes to be able to go anywhere.
I am liking the triple coin on the lanterns. We're definitely getting a lot more sadness.
Real quick, I just want to point out that with that really, really terrible run, you got basically as many coins as your first time today.
Yeah, no, that was a good upgrade pick. When I play this later, I'll get a lot of coins and unlock all things, or never play this game again. One or the other.
Both are very equally possible.
So do you think you'll download this game yourself now? Like, you deliberately did not play this game before tonight because you wanted to see it fresh for the video, which I think is the best way for us. Like, one of us has played it, one of us is seeing it fresh. Do you think you'll download it for yourself for free for yourself?
Honestly, it seems very fun. I don't know when I'll end up picking it up, but I have a bunch of friends that are very fickle with games, and when they start scouring through Steam for ideas, I'll point this out so I don't have to spend $10 so they get to play a game.
Yes, and you could check out our itch.io collection of things Dan and Jason have played, which will have that game and Mr. Fish on it and whatever games we play later in the future. So I think we're done. I think the Archer lady is just dead sitting there. We good? We done?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so that has been Dan and Jason played Roguelite, a thing we played. Check it out. It is absolutely free and worth every penny.